G'day champions, do you want a legitimate and viable armor on kill build for TU20? 60% crit hit chance, 163% crit hit damage. 40% base armor on kill, which can go up to 70% armor on kill. Also be able to stack 120% in bonus armor to become a crazy tank with over 2.4 million in armor. All of this without any expertise gear, and we're not bot walking around behind a shield. Then hang about, because the build breakdown is just moments away.
Where'd I go?
Not bad, you guys. I thought the second would go down fast, but you're full of surprises.
Plum here, g'day champions, how's it going? And welcome back to another Division 2 build video. Today we're going to be checking out my legitimate and viable insane armor on kill build for Title Update 20. This is a great build that's got heaps of damage and insane survivability. We've got 60% crit hit chance and 163% crit hit damage. We have a base armor on kill of 40%, which can go as high as 82% armor on kill, depending how clickbaity I want to make this video. We can stack a massive 120% bonus armor, giving us over 2.4 million in armor. And we don't have any expertise on the build. There's no bot walking around behind a shield, and I'm so confident in how this build performs, I don't even use a reviver hive. As you all witnessed in that opening gameplay, this build's great solo for both open world and missions. Heroic content with directives, it's just too goddamn easy, and it's a lot of bloody fun. Righto, so welcome back to all you amazing subscribers, and if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying the content, pull your finger out and give that sub button a click. Also remember to engage with this video. A like, a share, a comment, it's all going to help with the magic and the wizardry of the YouTube algorithm. Doing all this stuff is going to help the channel and our amazing community grow. If you want to support me on my other socials or catch me live in action on Twitch, Kick and even on TikTok, all the links are in the description. Righto, with all that said, let's check out my Title Update 20, Zero Expertise, Insane Armor on Kill build. 4 reds, 2 blues, no skill tiers, and we have 1.1 million in armor. We have 2 pieces of Bellstone, 1 Palisade, 1 Sokolov, Fox's knee pads, and the Death Grip gloves. This setup's pretty versatile. You can swap that chest brand set depending what type of weapon you prefer to use. Now, there's heaps of different ways that you can make and stack your armor on kill. I made a build way back in TU15 that had over 1 million armor on kill. It was fun, but very excessive. This setup, while it keeps that fun factor, I feel is a much more viable armor on kill build for Title Update 20, even without exotics or expertise on the build. For our specialization, we're going to be using Gunner. It's going to give us 10% armor on kill. Every third reload is 50% faster. We replenish ammo, which means that we don't need to be slowed down by restocking. And we get a 5% rate of fire on kill for 5 seconds. Also, champions, remember to spec into the weapon damage perk that you're going to be using. I'm going to be using SMGs, so I want to make sure that I've got that maxed out. For our primary weapon, I'm going to be using the CMMG Banshee. This got a nice little buff in Title Update 20, 5% weapon damage and 50 RPM, taking it to 950 RPM. The stats on this are maxed out, but I have 0 expertise. The talent that I'm going to be using for this build is Preservation. Kills repair 10% of your armor over 5 seconds, headshot kills improve this by a further 10%, so that's 20%. This is a nice little sustain healing while we're running and gunning. For our mods, we've got a crit hit damage sight, extended magazine, a crit hit chance rail, and a crit hit damage muzzle. If you want to use a damage based talent, you can. Also, if you want to use a different gun altogether, go for it. I've tried this build out with the Ouroboros, the Lady Death, and even the Emmeline's Guard. The Emmeline's Guard has the perfect preservation talent on it, so we can get up to 30% armor with just 1 headshot kill from the talent alone. Now, this gun's not the best. It's got lower base damage and RPM than the Banshee does. Also, it only comes with 2 mod slots. While it does still work on this setup, there's other and better options, even without expertise in your weapon. For the gear on the build, first up we've got the Palisade Mask. If I'm pronouncing this wrong, let me know in the comments. Our 1-piece brand bonus is 10% armor on kill, we've got max weapon damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and a crit hit damage mod. Now, we can't even expertise this one because we don't even have it proficient yet. For the chest, we've got our 1 piece of Sokolov for that 10% SMG damage. We've got max weapon damage, crit hit chance, and a crit hit damage mod, and I'm going to be using the talent Obliterate. Critical hits increase our total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacks 25 times. So that's going to be an increase of 25%. Also, I'm pretty sure that this is amplified damage too, so correct me if I'm wrong. Now, if you didn't want to use an SMG and you want to use an AR or a shotgun, just swap this to Fenris or Badger. It's a really easy switch to change up the build. For the holster, we've got our first of 2 pieces of Bellstone. We get 1% armor regen and 10% armor on kill. Max weapon damage, crit hit damage, and crit hit chance. This one only took me a couple of runs of countdown to get. For the knee pads, I'm going to be using the Fox's Prayer, max weapon damage, crit hit damage, and that 8% multiplicative damage to targets out of cover. Now for the gloves, we are using the Death Grips. The 511 bonus of health doesn't really do much on the build. These have max armor, crit hit damage, and the fixed 10% armor on kill. Now the Death Grips are a DZ exclusive item. It's always confused me why such a PVE specific item is a DZ exclusive. They do pop up at the vendors from time to time, and you can also get them from name caches, conflict, and legacy caches as well because they were a past season reward. If you don't have it, don't stress, the build's still going to work fine. These are the sorts of items that I highlight in my weekly vendor reset videos, so I'm always going to mention them if they're in stock. And lastly, for our backpack, we've got the Bellstone Liquid Engineer. Max armor, crit hit chance, crit hit damage mod, and the talent is Perfect Bloodsucker. Killing an enemy adds and refreshes a stack of 12% bonus armor for 10 seconds, and this can stack 10 times. So technically speaking, when we get a kill, this build gives us 40% base armor on kill, plus the 12% in bonus armor. So you could say that that's 52% armor on kill. On this setup, that's 572,000 from 1 kill. But using the Banshee with Preservation, that can get a further 20% over 5 seconds. So now that's 792k. And if we're going to be total clickbait flogs on this, which I kind of want to be, using the Emmeline's Guard, that's 902,000 from 1 headshot kill. Also, each kill is going to be stacking all that bonus armor, 120%, which is going to give us over 2.4 million in armor. It is pretty crazy on how tanky we can get. Now, if you don't have this backpack, you could just use the regular Bloodsucker for 100% bonus armor. Or maybe swap to Bellstone gloves and use the Memento backpack. Memento will give you a massive increase in your weapon damage and provide you with 20% bonus armor per trophy. But as this is going to be a no exotic, no expertise build, I'm going to keep it how it is. Now for the skills, it's going to be player preference. I'm going to be using the Banshee Pulse to confuse the NPCs and a Striker Drone. I see far too many players bot walking around behind shields and using Reviver Hives in heroic content. Honestly, that's fine if that's how you want to play, but all that shows me is that you don't have any trust or confidence in the build or your ability. Righto then champions, it is fine print time, so we are going to check out our stats. 60% crit hit chance and 163% crit hit damage. We also have 18% damage to targets out of cover, which gives this build a huge amount of damage without needing expertise on our gun. We've got 70% all weapon damage and 40% SMG damage. Obviously, expertise in your weapon is going to increase this damage. And finally, for the defensive stuff, we are just over 1.1 million in armor and 440k base armor on kill. Like we just went over, this can go as high as 902k with just that 1 headshot kill with the Emmeline's Guard. Totally clickbait, plummy. So that's the build champions, my 0 expertise, insane armor on kill build for Title Update 20. We have huge damage and insane survivability to take on heroic, open world content, and even missions. But the most important thing about this whole build is it's a lot of bloody fun. So what do you reckon? Are you going to be a champion and have a crack at this build? What modifications would you make? Let me know down below. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure that you show your support by smashing the like button on this video, and if you're not already, please subscribe. Everyone's support is always greatly appreciated, and I do hope to catch you all in the next one. I'm Plum out.